Good evening. I guess it's good afternoon. Another matinee game here. We are here at Dobson Arena, which is the new arena where Colorado College plays. If you recall, Valor has some good memories of this rink. This is where they beat Monarch in overtime, might have been double overtime, to advance to the state finals with the 1-0 victory over Monarch. Sweet stadium, great for viewing too, sitting up here on this perch. So it should be a little bit better camera work today than it was yesterday from the platform at East, playing against Grandview. So this Cheyenne Mountain team is a 4A team, so division lower than the Valor team here. But they are ranked in the top few 4A teams in the state. Pine Valley is the top-ranked 4A team, and this team has lost to Pine Valley twice, but just by a goal or two. Looking at the roster, they certainly have some kids on this team that score some goals. They put up some points. So on paper, should be a pretty easy win for Valor, but you can't take these teams lightly. So it will be the same lineup as yesterday, same lines. But man, what great viewing from up here. And again, bring back some good memories with Maddox Charles with that game winner 8 seconds into the overtime. And a pretty wild screaming after he made that goal. I don't know who that was on the mic at the time. All kidding aside, so this will finish up the weekend of hockey for the Eagles here. They had games Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Next week, another pretty busy week. Game Tuesday against East at East, and I don't believe we'll have a camera work for that one. I won't be at that game. And the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and 2 more good games, highlighted by Military Night on Saturday versus Creek, wearing the cool camo jerseys, celebrating our veterans. Military and I will not be at either of the games Friday, Saturday, so fortunately we have Chris Tarbert doing the play-by-play. He's done it frequently and probably more games than I have, so certainly a veteran on the mic too. But so some good weeks to look forward to, and Valor's got a pretty tough schedule. I think the Friday night game coming up is Castleview, which is not a powerhouse, but certainly Creek is, and they're going to come hungry after they got run by Valor the last game. And then East, as I said, make another game versus Regis, another game versus East, and then finish the season against PSD. Then we're in playoff time, if you would believe it. So the boys looking good, looking to find their stride. Sorry, they look to have found their stride with some really solid performances. So looking forward to calling this game, if nothing else, from this vantage point, which is just sweet up here in this catwalk. Slightly different vantage than we were here for the state semifinals, where we were up a couple levels up in the professional press box. So anyway, we're going to get this game started. I'll try and announce the game time. You'll certainly hear that horn when the periods are over. We do not have the time on the screen here, so I'll try and announce the time left in the period. To the announcements, player announcements, sing the anthem, and then we'll get this baby going. And there you go. That guy on the PA was like in a race to get the announcements over with, and so he got the announcements over with, and we'll get this game going. Starting with the Baker line, skating with Bevan and Sorensen. So should get a feel pretty quickly on talent level. You could kind of tell right away in last night's game. At least I could, because I was right on top of the game. The viewers probably couldn't, because I did a terrible job with the camera. A little harder than I thought it might be doing both. That's why we got the professional Mike Shaw crew on the camera today with the replays. Only have one goalie cam, but without further ado, let's get this game going. Baker wins the drawback cleanly to Stanley. Stanley off the board, fires her right up to Cheyenne Mountain, is ripped in by Sorensen. Back in behind the net, played by the goalie. Cheyenne Mountain clears it, gets it out of the zone. Try to establish a rush. Baker takes a hit, bodies off one. Cheyenne Mountain certainly more organized than the hockey last night, so should be a much better game here. Good couple passes by Cheyenne Mountain. They make the zone. O'Donnell bothered, drop pass. Cheyenne Mountain tries another drop pass, number 35. That was a relatively feeble effort. He's going to regroup on that. Cheyenne Mountain plays it back. D pass. Off the board up to Bevan, is in change, takes a body to Baker. He's going to launch it off the dasher, which won't be an ice because the goalie has to play it. Cheyenne Mountain behind their own zone. Hoyt gives a little bit of bother behind as the new line comes on. Shot from Gogol doesn't come through. There's Maddox. He's working, works it over to Hoyt. Hoyt tries to go across ice back to King, gets intercepted. We get some new players on the ice, complete the line change. Chipped up by Gogol. A little loose in the neutral zone. Dawson comes in, helps out Maddox. Now here comes the Charles boys. Maddox spins, stops, looks across ice. Puck stops though. Dawson takes it back behind the net, hands it off to Gabe. Gabe tries to go back up top to Gogol on the point. Now they'll work it back behind the net. So good puck control. Puck goes all the way around. Gogol was going one direction. The puck goes back the other. So now he's going to have to regroup. Turns no look past to Dawson. He can't contain. So now Cheyenne Mountain's going to work it back and forth. So pretty good puck movement here by Cheyenne Mountain. Much better than we saw last night. Played off the boards. Now Maddox looking for the outlet pass up to Gabe. Gabe with some speed, two defenders back. Dawson will help out too. Chipped out by Cheyenne Mountain, bodies collide. Gabe looks to go up top to Coffey. Coffey dumps it back over to Foy. He's going to back up, doesn't want to get out of position. Now here comes Cheyenne Mountain on the rush. Purchase line in process of coming out. Puck's down in the corner. Dawson's still out there. He's looking for someone to pass to. Given all the time in the world here. Then he tries a toe drag from behind his own net. Gabe's back there to help out. Now Gabe just turns and fires it into Purchase. Purchase needs some assistance. Cheyenne Mountain brings it on. Bodine comes onto the ice, played behind by Havikas. Good pressure here by Cheyenne Mountain to keep it in. Boys can't establish any kind of pressure. Gabe is still on the ice, and he's seen enough, so he's going to just ice it plenty of time, but he needed a change, and so he iced it. 14-13 left first period, so almost 3 minutes into the game. And Cheyenne Mountain certainly looks more organized than you would expect. Draws controlled back, won by Valor. Jimenez looking for the stretch pass, outlet up to Bodine. He was behind. He gets behind, tries to get a shot off, and that's covered off, so they will get an ozone face-off. That play took a while to develop, but it finally did develop, and so an ozone face-off is the result. Cheyenne Mountain will get some new troops on. Maybe this is a proper matchup. Purchase in the face-off circle, working with Jimenez and Bodine, and Foy and Coffey on the blue line. Sent back up to Coffey. Oh no, he fans on that attempt to try and get it in. Foy just taps it up. Puck seems to be sticking. This line definitely has some speed for Cheyenne Mountain. They're going to regroup at the top. Bodine gives some menace. Cheyenne Mountain shot saved by Havikas. Puck's loose. Holy moly, this is definitely that first line from Cheyenne Mountain. Centering pass gets broken up, but this line is definitely pestering. Gets it up to Bodine. He lets it go through, and he's going to pop it down in. We'll get a line change, so certainly Cheyenne Mountain has some talent at the top of this line structure. McCanapari line out there now. Played back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell's got plenty of time. Tries the outlet pass up to Tarbert. That's intercepted. Now it's flipped in back behind. Deep line center. He's right to Tarbert. Shot. Oh my goodness gracious. Tarbert right in the slot. He wants that one over again. I don't know that we have the replay on that. Yeah, you can see it here in the replay. Tarbert just hanging. He counts to 5 and then he shoots it directly into the chest of the goalie. He's going to look at that replay, but man, there was open net on both sides of that goal. He draws one to Canapari, tries to play it back up to Tarbert in front of the net. Sticked out by Cheyenne Mountain. Up to this young lady. Another female player. Good to see them out there playing with these high-level boys, too. Stanley gets it, chips it up, will avoid icing. A nice little gentle pass. Cheyenne Mountain goes stick to stick. Good body there by Stanley, but he sends it up into the neutral zone. It's played back to the other D-to-D pass, deep on the forecheck. So Cheyenne Mountain plays very disciplined hockey, a lot of passing, but there's Tarbert to intercept, overskates the puck a little bit. Pass by Cheyenne Mountain doesn't connect. Played back in behind the goalie will play that. Cheyenne Mountain has some time now to set up the breakout. Baker swings a couple of slaps at it. Cheyenne Mountain plays it back. Oh, and deep misses on that. Oh, Hoyt almost came in and made him pay. Bevan can't keep it in. Now he tries to pass to O'Gogol, and that's could throw up into a breakaway. Cheyenne Mountain with the pass save. Havikas, another good test. Havikas had to make a couple saves already. So some loose play here by Valor. I don't know if they took these boys too lightly. Well, I can't call them boys. Took this team too lightly. Really need to step on their game here. Hoyt manages to jack it out to the neutral zone. Cheyenne Mountain sends it back in. Dunked out by Gogol. A little bit of loose play in the middle. Hoyt tries to tap it up to himself. Cheyenne Mountain holds her ground. So again, play some pretty disciplined hockey here to Cheyenne Mountain. D-to-D pass. Boys are in the middle of a change. Charles' line comes up, and we've got a souvenir up into the stands. And while Max Sutter might not be playing with the pucks on the ice, he is holding pucks in the stands. So if there's one person you want that puck to flip up to in the stands watching it, is the injured Max Sutter, who is watching from the seats. Gabe Fisher owns zone face-off, wins the draw back, played by King. Played over to Maddox, looking for that stretch pass. Wisely, he doesn't do it. Just out of the reach of King, who defers, lets it go. Circle back as Dawson, outlet pass up to Maddox, see if the boys can assemble it. Maddox takes a shot from just inside the blue line. Tries to go through a couple of skates, doesn't make it through. Cheyenne Mountain does make it through, gets around King. Circles back behind the net. Turns and wheels it back the other direction. Cheyenne Mountain, good positioning right in front of the net, but the puck was not there. Passes around the dasher. Tries to clear it out. Puck's loose in front of the net. Good shot by Maddox. Tries to get Dawson in the slot. Falls down. Now here comes Cheyenne Mountain going the other direction. 10:26 left, first period. Move around Foy. Tries a side shot. Doesn't make it through. Off of the net. Fish will play it back. It's intercepted. There's Foy. He gets to it. Backhands it up to Coffey. He thinks twice about that pass. It was in the way, and that is deflected in. The boys will go for a change. So 10 minutes left here in this first period, and Cheyenne Mountain is certainly not giving any easy things to here to the Valor Eagles. Now for Cheyenne Mountain. I'm going to have to get to know their mascot, so I don't have to continue saying Cheyenne Mountain. And hard pass by Coffey doesn't connect with anybody, and that will go all the way back for an icing. So certainly some loose play here by the Valor Eagles. A D-zone face-off coming up for Jimenez. Draws one back cleanly to Stanley. Nobody's on the break. O'Donnell tries to shovel it up to Purchase. Purchase can't get it out. Stanley will have another shot. Stanley leaves it back for O'Donnell. No spacing here on this breakout. Purchase is going to just dump it in. That one's on net, played by the goalie. It's the Eagles versus the Hawks, so battle of the birds. Battle of the predatory birds here. Hawks managed to get it out. Pops out, Beaudin will come in, and he'll try and dump it in. He fans on that shot too, so not looking super tight here is Valor. That shot pass goes through the legs of Valor, through Beaudin. He's got another chance. He's going to turn and send it back around to O'Donnell. O'Donnell up to Purchase. Purchase cross ice to Beaudin. Again, he's going to dump it in. The boys will go for a change, so that puck gets deep enough. Deep is on the forecheck. Comes out with some energy. Oh, that's a dangerous pass. Canapari was there to intercept it. Goes off of his thigh. Unable to get anything organized, though. Back down into the Hawks zone. There's Deep on the pressure there. Tarber tries to sweep it to himself. Pops out to Deep. Deep bodies against the lady. Comes out. No, it does not make it out. Hawks try and work the breakout. Intercepted. Good quick shot by Canapari. Now Cheyenne Mountain tries to break out again. Does not break it out. Gogo keeps it in. He decides against chasing it in. So now Cheyenne Mountain's able to get it out. They assemble 1-on-4. Good job by King to hold his position and for Gogo to body him off of that. Deep through the neutral zone, and he's going to just dump it in. 7:44 left, first period. And not a lot of activity here really by Valor thus far. Bevan on the forecheck intercepts. Hoyt provides some assistance. Cheyenne Mountain comes out with a drop pass. Fan on the shot, pops right back out to that same kid, but now it's loose. Bevan backhands it around behind his net. Up to Hoyt, see if he has some speed along the side. He does have some speed. Pass to the front, a streaking Bevan doesn't make it in. Good play there. Good job by Hoyt to center it over to Bevan. And that is the third shot by Valor. So 3 shots to 1 shot. Ozone face-off. Baker in the face-off circle. 7:15 left. So almost 10 minutes elapsed in this first period. And Valor's got 3 shots. Hoyt works it down into the corner. He'll survey, takes his time, backhands it over to Bevan. Bevan working down in the corner, surveys. He leaves it back for Hoyt. They work the cycle back and forth. Nobody was there. Baker blows a tire back in the corner. Cheyenne Mountain tries to flip it out. The Hawks do that. Now they're come through the neutral zone. It's a 1-on-5, so a lot of Valor kids are back. Missed pass on that Valor spring pass. Another missed pass, but Maddox gets on the ice, tries to back it up to Hoyt. That doesn't connect, and now Cheyenne Mountain. Good puck movement, some good tape-to-tape passes. No real pressure, but certainly good puck control and passing back and forth. Hoyt still on the ice. Coffey outlet to Baker. Baker still on the ice too. Baker makes the zone, tries to go through 3 kids, doesn't make it through all 3 of them. Stops still working on the puck, backhands it up just out of Dawson's stretch. Here come the Hawks. They go wide. And that play comes in off of sides. So you kind of get the feeling that Valor's looking at this like, man, we should have 2 or 3 goals by now. We're playing against a 4A team. It's almost like some of these top kids are saying, I'm going to be the first kid to score it. I don't want to pull the top off this. I want to open the roof here. And got to get back to their game plan. Puck gets popped in, but controlled by Stanley. Stanley surveys. Over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell back to Maddox. Works the breakout too. Back to Stanley. Stanley tries to bring it in with some aggression, but he gets held up. Now Dawson will give it a go with some speed through the neutral zone, but there's 4 kids back for Cheyenne Mountain. So they play a pretty good shutdown defense, and they don't get too aggressive. You can see all 5 kids are lining up. Gabe makes it in, and he shoots a field goal a couple feet over the net, pops all the way back out. Stanley sends it back in. The boys have to touch up. They try to pass it, and that is deflected up into the stands. So some nets, but that's only around the goal, looks like. So we've had 2 pucks up into the stands as souvenirs. So the Cheyenne Mountain Hawks really play a conservative style of offense, and they've been shutting down the neutral zone and not letting Valor get that speed, use it to their advantage. Draws one back by the Hawks. Now they'll try and clear it out of the zone, get it up to King. King's going to pop it back in on goal, so it is a shot on goal. Purchase and Bodine on the forecheck. Bodine intercepts. He's not able to establish any kind of pressure, though. Pops out to Gogo. Gogo backhands it back into the corner. Bodine bodies, gets outplayed for that one. The Hawks managed to incorporate that one. Purchase hauled down. Bodine gives some assistance. Purchase working back down behind. Several people fall down. Comes out to Bodine. He comes out with, tries to backhand it up to Jimenez. Not a real forceful shot. Now it pops out. Cheyenne Mountain comes out with it. Turn and leave it. Popped out to Bodine with some speed. Defense isn't really moving. Bodine goes wide. Sends it back in behind the net. Bad angle. Not sure what was thinking about there. And now Cheyenne Mountain's going back the other direction. Jimenez is going to regroup, play it back to Gogo, play back up to deep down into the corner. 4:21 left in the first period. Cheyenne Mountain makes the zone, comes in 1-on-4. Kid comes around with some speed. Good job by Coffey to body him off of that. The Hawks keep it in. Deep manages to backhand that out. Not quite. Now it's come out. Canapari takes some body, though. Now Cheyenne Mountain's going to regroup. Outlet pass, and they're going to try and get the zone. They're going to try it again. Good work there by Canapari to stick battle that and take control of that one. Puck's played back in behind the Hawks net. And now here they come on the breakout. Pass goes wide, shot. Oh my goodness, goal. And a grounder of a shot. I don't know if Havikos was ready for that or what. Might have been deflected. See here on the replay. No, he misplayed that one with the stick. And Cheyenne Mountain up 1-0. Draws one back to Stanley. Dawson, cross ice to Maddox. Maddox back to Dawson. Dawson goes wide. Shot tries to go low. Pretty routine save by Cheyenne Mountain. Stick lift by Gabe, keeps it in. He's still working on it. Cheyenne Mountain's now going the other direction. They make the zone. Good pestering by Maddox. The ref helps out with that one. Now it's back up to Maddox. He's got Gabe with him. Maddox waits, turns, tries to jam it in. Oh, goal! Finally, the boys get on board, and Maddox with the nice play where he fakes and he runs out of room and then tries to get it back around. The puck is just loose right in the crease. They try to get it out, and there's Dawson on the follow, so he ties it up quickly, 1-1. You can see a replay, just waits and then tries to bring it back around, does Maddox. Puck is loose in front, and Dawson's able to backhand that in. So Charles to Charles for the tying goal. Hoyt slams it back in behind, played back in behind the net. Backhanded up, Cheyenne Mountain is able to get it out of the zone. Big pop fly. Kid comes around, makes it with some speed. Gets hauled down in front, no penalty. Good save by Havikos, but that player definitely has some speed. Here's back to Hoyt going the other direction with some speed on his side. Good shot by Hoyt, and that doesn't make it through, but good shot and good speed. Hoyt looks like he's ready to score some goals and open this up. Hoyt cycles it back up top. Gogo screen shot, doesn't go on net, but pretty good shot. King just turns and fires it back in. Baker goes for the centering pass. That doesn't connect. Cheyenne Mountain tries to flip it out. Another shot deflected. Good shot again from Gogo from the point, looking for a deflection. .159 left in the first period. Shots on goal are 8-2. Looks like another set play, which is a good one. Tried to get that pass where they wanted to Bodine, but he's unable to connect with it. Couple good face-off plays from this line we've seen. Cheyenne Mountain works the outlet. They do a good job of going through the neutral zone. Bodied off by Foy. He'll take control of the puck. Turns it, backhands it back around the other direction. Sent back in. Cheyenne Mountain keeps it in. Foy plays it back to Coffey. Coffey outlet pass to Jimenez, but wasn't ready for the puck. Sent back in by Cheyenne Mountain. Foy with some time now. He dunks it up to Bodine. Bodine sends it in. They'll spin off for a change. Goalie will play it back behind the net. 1:10 left first period. Score 1-1. 1 minute left in the first period. Puck is sent back in behind the net. O'Donnell will get there. He'll turn around, send it back to deep. He overskates it. Comes all the way out. Cheyenne Mountain keeps it in. They maintain pressure. Cheyenne Mountain keeps it back in behind the net. Coffey does battle. Coffey wins that battle. Good work by Kane to win that battle. He's still working on it back behind the net. Canapari helps out, and here comes Coffey all the way from one side of the ice to the other. Cheyenne Mountain fishes it out and turns and fires it all the way out. 20 seconds left in the first period. It's played out, brought in by Deep. Cleared out pretty easily by Cheyenne Mountain. 12 seconds left in the period. Canapari makes the zone. Cheyenne Mountain's right there with all 5 players back. So definitely playing the defensive style of hockey. Deep, good job on the forecheck. And that'll do it for the first period, 1-1. So some little bit of loose play there by the Valor Eagles. So we'll head into the first intermission, tied 1-1. Shots are 8-2. We'll go for an ice make, and we'll be back at it in about 10 minutes. And we're back after a new ice make, and the boys were able to regroup in the locker room. Let's see how they come out. Looked a little bit flat in the first period. Maybe didn't take this opponent serious enough. Draws one back by the Hawks. Play it back. Try the outlet pass. Doesn't connect. Sent in by Stanley. Hawks are able to get it out of the zone. Hoyt's going to circle, bring it in himself. He's sealed off. Bevan tries to bring it in himself. He's sealed off too. Now Hoyt's going to give it another shot. He's going to back it off and sends it down in deep. Bevan covers. Oh, looks a little bit late on that pass. That Baker was open, that front stead. Now he passes to the front. Good play there by Bevan to the front, but got tied up by there a couple players. So again, Cheyenne Mountain, pretty good discipline to hold their positions. Hoyt with some speed, circles around, looks for Bevan in the slot. Late stick lift gets in the way of that. He'll circle all the way back. O'Donnell will play that. We'll get some line changes on for both teams. Outlet pass up to Dawson. He waits for some assistance, works down into the corner, winds it back round up top to King. King sends it back down low. Fisher working down below. Dawson gives some assistance. Fish pops out with it. He's looking for somebody to pass to. Given all kinds of time, turns and fires a shot on goal. Pops out to Maddox. Maddox to Dawson. Dawson back to Maddox. Maddox gets through a couple. Tries to find Fish in front. Doesn't connect. Gogol sneaks up. He keeps it down in. Maddox is still working. Still looking for somebody to pass to. Look at all the Hawks jammed around front. Maddox pass to Dawson. Doesn't connect. Cheyenne Mountain's able to get it out. So pretty good job keeping their position is Cheyenne Mountain, but just not a lot of urgency and aggression on the pucks. They do hold their position well, just not really quick to eat up the pucks. Now here they come with some speed. Here they come. Can Gogol get there? Good stick by Gogol to break that up. Good late closing speed by Connor Gogol to break it up. Outlet pass. King back to Maddox. He's got some speed up to stop. Defense is standing there, but Stick's able to break that up. Cheyenne Mountain going back the other direction. Shot, and there's another field goal there. That one high and wide. Pops out to the top. Hawks will keep it in. Goes all the way around. Hawks will pass it out. Try and regroup. Jimenez is on the forecheck. Good job by Jimenez to seal that one off. Bodine comes in to help out. Now all three forwards are working down there. Purchase comes out with it to Bodine. He tries to get one. Tries to get around on his forehand, couldn't quite get it. Pretty good try. Unable to connect. Wound back in. Oh my goodness. Jimenez turns and fires it hard all the way back through. Pops out to Perch. Perch back to Coffey. Coffey stretch pass up to Jimenez. Jimenez starts to break. He's got players with him. Tries to backhand it up to Bodine. That doesn't make it through. So a little more bounce in their step, the Eagles look like, as they come out of intermission. Shot on Havikos, save. Foy will regroup. He has some time, sends it up. Nobody wants it. Goes past Purchase, past Jimenez. Jimenez clogs it up at the front, but that still gets down in low. Oh, pass from Jimenez to Bodine, but he can't keep it on his stick, and Cheyenne Mountain sends it down in for an icing call. So a little more bounce in their step that time, but unable to get anything assembled there. Pretty close. So Cheyenne Mountain plays a pretty disciplined position game. They kind of stand around clogging up lanes, not super aggressive with closing speed on the puck, but they do hold their positions and try and seal up some of the speed by Valor in the neutral zone. Canapari working with Deep down in the corner. Deep gets the best of that. Now he's looking for assistance. Good job by Deep to use his body to create some space. Now he's got more space. Look at this. He's given all kinds of time. Gets all the way in. Pops it in front of Canapari. Puck's loose. Pops it in. Oh, good shot by Canapari. Manages to get it on his backhand and just sends it in back behind him. Deep, good shift by Deep, who's really working hard here. O'Donnell swings it out of the zone and then back in. Just a barely came out of the zone. Some good pressure there, and try it again with the Charles line out there. 12:56 left. Shots still say 8-3. Good pressure here by Valor. Maddox brings it in, tries a little dipsy doodle around. Good stick lift there. Puck deflected right out in front. Not sure the goalie saw that. They can't get it out. Dawson keeps it in off the stick of Gabe. Gabe back to Maddox. Maddox tries to go through a couple, kicked up, and the Hawks are able to get it out. Good job. No, they're not. Good job by Dawson keeping that in. Maddox with some time back to Dawson. Stick going the wrong direction. No, but does get it back to Maddox. He's pushed off of that. To try to backhand pass, Gabe's going to go out wide to O'Donnell. O'Donnell with a little bit of time, and he's going to dump it down in the corner. Maddox is working back behind the net. Gets it up to Dawson. Shot saved, goalie. Hawks try and get it out. Kept in again by Dawson. Now they're still, the clumsy play there by Cheyenne Mountain, but they're able to get it out. Dawson regroups the troops out to O'Donnell. Tries to get it to Maddox instead of taking it deep. Cheyenne Mountain brings in a 1 versus 4. O'Donnell tries it again, deflected by Maddox down into the corner, and we'll get some new troops on the ice again. Hawks regroup behind their own zone. Stretch pass does connect, and they get it back down into the corner. Baker lines on now. King with it, taps it off the boards to Hoyt. Touch pass to Baker. He winds through one, keeps it along the boards. Bevan's in front. Baker sealed off. Bevan there, good support there by Bevan. Hawks play it back to themselves. Hoyt tries to keep it in. Cheyenne Mountain starts the break. Punched back in by Valor. Good menacing there by Bevan. Good work to just stay on that guy. Good job. This is what creates turnovers, and that, just almost does Cheyenne Mountain. Then is able to almost get it out, but good job by Gogo to keep it in all the way around. Cheyenne Mountain leaves it for Hoyt. They don't want it. Hoyt kicks it up, see if he can start some rush. Back to Bevan. Bevan tries to get it assembled on his stick. He's not successful. King, he looks up and loses the puck. Now just rips it way too hard to Hoyt. Hoyt wasn't ready for that shot. Pass right into the slot from Hoyt, and there's 5 Hawks just standing there watching. So they definitely hold their position, but not a lot of active movement. Shot, that doesn't connect. Good shot by King. That's going to be sent all the way down for an ice. So good offensive pressure, but unable to get good scoring opportunities there. You can see these, again, I'll say it again, the Cheyenne Mountain just with the positioning and holds their position almost like a passive box from a power play, but draws one back. Bodine fights for it, working back in the corner, gets some support from Jimenez. Jimenez fishes it out, tries to go up front to Bodine. Bodine, good stick to break that up. Centering pass, there's Purchase. He's right-handed, that was to a left-handed player. Now here comes Cheyenne Mountain going the other direction. They go out wide, tries to pass, but that pops back out. Good stick by Bodine to break that up. Now it's passed up. Purchase overskates it just slightly, but passes it back to Purchase. Purchase working with Bodine. Screen, score! Good job there. Bodine with the screen right in front of Purchase. Looked like he was going to run into him, but it was Purchase with a shot down low, and I'm not so sure the goalie saw that. So good pressure there. They both worked there, and you can see that goalie never saw that until it was too late on the replay, and good goal there by Purchase. So that line's rewarded some good hard work, and they hadn't, I think, put anything on the point sheet for a while. So they opened that lead up 2-1. Good job by Deep. He draws the penalty. Gets tripped down, Hook, and we'll see the power play unit go to work here. Canapari wins the draw, and Deep is hooked, and he gets hauled down. So we'll see the PP1 unit go to work. Good puck control last night, albeit versus Grandview. So Anxious to see how this PK unit works for Cheyenne Mountain. Very passive, but hold their positioning really good. Draws one back to Maddox. Maddox cross ice to Hoyt. Hoyt over to Dawson, takes some time and fires. Wanted to get that right on his forehand, I think. Oh my goodness. Maddox overplays that one. Kid's in by himself against Havikas. Shoots, saved by Havikas. Holy cow. That's not what I expected to see on the power play, but the Hawks turn that into an opportunity going the other direction. Now we'll see the PP2 unit come out there. So Maddox tried a little play there on the blue line. He got penalized for that. And Cheyenne Mountain with the odd man rush, and now they managed to keep it in. O'Donnell stretch pass up to Purchase. He's behind the play. Bodied off that. Good job by Pert. See if they can keep it in. Get some assistance from Baker. All right, see if they can set it up. Works it back up to the top. O'Donnell. D to D up to Stanley. Back to O'Donnell. Cross ice. There's a big, high, wide shot by Deep. Guy set it up. Good shot. Score! Stanley from the point threw some bodies, and the PP2 unit comes back with the score. I don't think that was deflected. Good job there by Stanley. We'll see here on the replay. Yeah, good job there by Stanley. I think that's a Stanley goal. Baker was in front. Oh no, they're going to give the goal to Baker, so maybe he did deflect that. Baker working in front of the net must have deflected that. He wasn't celebrating like he did, but we'll give it to Baker. Baker on a deflection from Stanley. Now the boys have some bounce in their step. Deep works it around, still working back in the corner. Tries to wind through a couple, back up to Gogol. Gogol punches it back down to Tarbert, waiting back behind the net. Sticks it back over to Canapari. Canapari works it back over to Tarbert. Tarbert working back behind the net, gets some support from Canapari. Canapari falls down, still tries to play it. Mateo working hard, one laying on the ice. Hawks bring it in with some speed, pops out into the slot. Shot is wide, he's looking for that corner. And that is deflected up into the netting, I think. Nobody saw that, and one of the refs makes the call that that was up into the netting. So 3-1 Valor. They've opened up a 2-goal lead with a little more aggression on the play, and some of the shots finally finding pay dirt. Shots are 12-4 in favor of Valor. Gabe wins the draw back to Foy. Maddox looking for that stretch pass, tries that long pass to Dawson, who was standing off sides, and that's an easy call. I think that Dawson lost track of where he was. So he was in the offensive zone. .7:59 left, second period. Valor up 3-1. Draws one back into the corner. Coffey plays it back behind the net. We'll try it again. Maddox, center seam passed up to Gabe. He comes in with some speed. Defense just does not have the fast backwards movement here. Gabe goes around one, dipsy doodle. Kid falls down. Maddox works it back up top to Coffey. Some traffic in front. Looks for a deflection shot. Not hard enough to get it through. Hawks start to break out. They make the zone. Drop pass there. Good stick by Foy to break that up. Pops back up top, goes all the way up top to the D. Cheyenne Mountain tries to work it through the slot, intercepted by Maddox. They're going the other direction. Now Maddox with some speed, working with Dawson, gets around a couple. Kids run into each other though. Gabe works it back to himself. Gabe taking on three. Pops out to Coffey, shot deflected, puck's loose in front. Back down into the corner. Pops back out to Maddox, score! Maddox works it over to Dawson, and Dawson goes 5-hole on that shot. So again, that's another Maddox to Dawson combo. I think that's number 2 of the game. Yeah, Dawson wide open in the slot. Yeah, gets it right on his forehead and just rips it through. Baker line out there now. Baker wins it over to Hoyt. O'Donnell back up to Sorensen. Sorensen makes his own 1-on-4, waits for some help. He gets sealed off. Cheyenne Mountain kid with some speed, pops it out. And then he's working with some energy there. Bevan makes his own, leaves it for Sorensen. Sorensen spins around, back to Baker. Shot saved. Holy cow, a couple of good saves there by that goalie. Good centering pass to Baker right in the slot. Sorensen turns, and Joey, I don't think he got all, actually that one didn't make it through. Puck was loose in front. Yeah, I don't think Baker got all the wood on that one. A little bit of a flubber, so a fluttering shot there, didn't make it through, and then Bevan tried to jam at it. It's a good play there by Jack in front of the goal. Baker goes one way, then the other, gets sealed off, leaves it for Sorensen. Sorensen works it back up top to Stanley. Stanley works it D to D back to, oh, that puck was loose. Good job keeping it in as Stanley keeps it in again. Now Roger working along the side, waits for some support. Hoyt provides the support. Hoyt, and that shot, a last second stick by the Hawk up into the netting. I don't think the ref could see that. It comes down. That was deflected way up into the netting, and they didn't blow it dead. And then somebody banged it in, so that is no goal. You can see that from here. That was deflected almost over the net. 6:05 left, second period. Valor 4-1 lead, 16 shots to 4. Cheyenne Mountain will get the right troops on. Purchase in the face-off circle. Looks like they're setting up a face-off play here. Stanley down low. Bodine has popped back up top. Draws not, kept in, goes out. O'Donnell's going to have to regroup. Gets a forechecker over to Stanley. Stanley with some time, pops it up to Purchase. Boys are on the run. Jimenez gets through the middle. Oh, tries to go through a couple. Purchase has to play it back out of the zone. Now it's sent back in. Good play by Stanley. Puck sent back down in. Boys are on the chase. Bodine misses a check. Cheyenne Mountain skates right through it. Now they're on the chase. Now Bodine falls down, attempting that check. And Jimenez works it back up to O'Donnell. Outlet pass up to Purchase. He can't quite connect, but he still gets there. Gets some traffic. Worked all the way back up top. Shot deflected wide. Bodine working down there, now gets some support from Purchase. Purchase back, works it back up top, and Stanley was going for the change. He didn't have that blue line covered. Now he'll flip it back down in. Boys will go for a change. 5:01 left, second period. Hawks wind it out. Tarbert can't quite keep it in. Coffey sends it back down in. Sent off to Dasher. Cheyenne Mountain will play it. Deep gives somebody. It's sent back down into the corner. Good menacing there by Tarbert, somebody, but here come the Hawks going the other direction. Swings through Gogol. Centering pass just out of the reach of that Cheyenne Mountain kid. They sent back to the slot, but here goes Deep. Let's see if he can organize with some speed. Gets bodied off of that, but pretty good try by Carson. Toe drag around Gogol, but there's Deep back on the back check. Good work there by Carson. Punch back up top. Cheyenne Mountain closes. Shot, screen, shot, pops out. Goalie Kavakos didn't see it. Another screen shot, but that's deflected wide. Gogol gets there, and he's seen enough, and he'll launch it down the length of the ice for an icing. 3:58 left. Second period. Clock is still running for some reason. Now the clock stops. Shot 16-4, so Valor not only with the 4-1 lead, but now taking control on the shot side of things too. Puck is sent out, doesn't quite make it all the way out. Cheyenne Mountain's going to regroup, organize. Here's Fisher. Plays it up to O'Donnell. Dawson jumps over it, sends it in the line. Maddox will play it. Can't get it out. Dawson gloves it down. Back tries to go Charles to Charles. O'Donnell, plenty of time. Player standing there. Foy passes it right to Cheyenne Mountain. Cheyenne Mountain now going the other direction. They work it into the zone, spin around, shot from the point, doesn't make it through. Gabe gets in the way, leaves it for Maddox, tries to one-hand it up to Dawson. Cheyenne Mountain's back, 3:09 left, second period. Puck's loose in the neutral zone. Foy will bring it in. Passes back to Dawson, turns spinning, fall down pass. Cheyenne Mountain works it out of the zone. Tries a little toe drag shot and whiffs on it. Gabe's able to get it out, goes cross ice to Dawson. Dawson works in with Fisher. Dawson goes around one to a trailing Maddox. Oh, tries the toe drag, but it's intercepted by Cheyenne Mountain. Now they're going the other direction. Cheyenne Mountain goes wide, deflected. Stanley plays it. Hoyt's looking for the stretch pass, just deflected in. 2:24 left in the second period. Good work by Hoyt to break that up. Bevan collects it in the neutral zone. Cross ice pass to Gogol. Gogol works it back over to Sorensen. Sorensen brings it in, goes in the slot, tries to get it back to Gogol. Good work there. Bevan pops it back over to Baker. Baker works it back up top to Gogol. Gogol back down in, maybe using that bank as the bank shot pass. Good work there. Hoyt sealed off. Cheyenne Mountain tries to backhand it out. They do get it out. Touch pass, but no one's racing for Cheyenne Mountain. Gogol gets to it, and he's going to race in. He blows a tire upon entry, but goes down into the corner. Baker organizes it, gets some help from Bevan. Now it's played out, and here go the Hawks with 1:35 left in the period. They make the zone. Shot, save, Havicost. Jimenez line working out there. Draws one back. Looks like Bodain's going for the stretch play. Doesn't connect, and they'll have to regroup. Cheyenne Mountain regroups on their own end, and now Coffey dinks it around. Plays it to Bodain. Touch pass. Oh, tries to go cross ice to Purchase, but that's intercepted by Jimenez. Hard pass back to Foy. Foy to Purchase. Touch pass up to Jimenez. Jimenez works it through the middle, tries to get it to somebody. Bodain picks it up, and he tries to get it up top to Coffey. Deflected down in low. Just unorganized hockey here by this line. 51 seconds left in this period. Foy delivers some body there. Coffey now trying to go the other direction. Spins around the other way. Foy up to Bodain. Bodain to Purchase. Purchase makes the zone, comes up the side. Tries the shot, doesn't make it through. Jimenez with some body, Bodain with some body. 28 seconds left, Bodain comes out with it, tries to jack one up over that shoulder. Good try, doesn't work out, pops out. Cheyenne Mountain tries to clear, oh, Purchase could not keep it in. Rifled back down in, 14 seconds left in the period. Jimenez on the forecheck. Good centering pass to Tarbert. Oh no, Tarbert rolls off his stick. He doesn't get good wood on it. Clock ticks down, 3, 2. They do not see the clock. I don't think O'Donnell was watching the clock, and the horn sounds. And that'll do it for the second period now. Valor with the 4-1 lead after 2 periods. Little better period there, scored 3 goals. Shots are 16-5. We'll give the ice another scrape and be back with you in about 10 minutes. And we're back. Centering pass from Stanley. Doesn't connect, but good, hard, aggressive play by Stanley right out of the gate. Bevan working down in the corner, spins around, spins back around to himself, still working, gets it back up top. O'Donnell kicked it down low. Baker does not have a stick on the ice. He misplays it a bit, but Hoyt's now working down the corner. Back to Baker, who has come in to assist. Baker works it back to Hoyt. Hoyt winds around one, gets the space on the side, and then gets sealed up, but keeps it in. Good job by these boys working hard. Bevan provides some assistance to keep it in as well. Cheyenne Mountain gets it out. Back into the Valor zone, so now the boys will have to start the breakout. O'Donnell up to Bevan, cross-ice pass up to Hoyt. Hoyt with some speed, gets hauled down. Pretty good play there. The goalie covers it up, although 4 Cheyenne Mountain guys were there and nobody was close. From Valor. Get some new troops on the ice now. Charles lines out there. Maddox takes the draw, ties him up. Gabe comes in, tries to pop it up top to Coffey. Coffey gets out skated there. That kid has some speed. Number 19 has some good speed. Cheyenne Mountain regroups in their own zone, overplays it, does that D. Maddox is still back there working on the other side of the ice there. Dawson comes out with it. He has some time. He works and deflected up into the netting. Maddox working on one end of the ice. I'd look up and he's working on the other end of the ice. Charles enters the face-off circle. Hawks win it. They start the breakout. Cross-ice pass directly to Kane. Coffey, he can't get it out of the zone. Hawks keep it in. Gabe gets there, gets it back over to Maddox. Maddox deferred for Cheyenne Mountain, but then bodies him off. And here comes Dawson. He's working 1-on-4. Gets past one, not past the rest of them. Good stick play there by the Cheyenne Mountain Hawk. Gabe's working down behind, taps it. Ref helps out. Gabe centering pass to Maddox. Score! Wow, good play there. That ref with the assist on that one. That's a little bit of bad luck for Cheyenne Mountain. Gabe gets in the way there, passes to Maddox, and Maddox with the quick kicks to himself and then shot. Wow, good quick shot there. See, this one comes right into his skate. Kicks it up to himself and then just a quick shot. Other players need to learn from that actually. A lot of times these kids get the puck on their stick and they take way too long to shoot it. Puck's worked back down in. Jimenez gives chase, pops right back out. Puck's loose in front. Bodain gotten in a little bit too deep. Stick play there to work it through. Now here comes Cheyenne Mountain the other direction. Kid skates through some traffic there. Bounces around a few. Back to Havikos, and he'll glove that down. So 5-1 Valor, 14:38 left in the third period. So good centering pass on that back play from Gabe to Maddox. You want all the kids to actually watch that. How it gets on a stick, he just quick shot. Jimenez looks for the outlet pass, tries to connect with Purchase, but that pass was still airborne when it was getting to Purchase. Good body there by O'Donnell. Goes cross ice to Bodain. Bodain has some spacing now. Gets in. Toe drag release, not quite the same strength that Bedard has with that one, but good try. Shot easily gloved down, using that player as a screen perhaps. .14:20 left, third period. Draws one back, Cheyenne Mountain with some speed. Stanley working with them. That is brought in offsides. The Cardinal sin. When the play is going up and down the ice, you cannot stutter step at the blue line. And that Cheyenne Mountain kid did just that, goes sideways when everyone else is going into the zone. And just like that, the play is offside. Draws one back. Canapari back to deep. Puck spits back out to the neutral zone. D-to-D pass by Cheyenne Mountain. Takes his eye off it, overplays it. He was able to chip it back out into the bench. Souvenir for one of his comrades. Ozone faceoff now for the boys. Canapari will slide into the faceoff circle. 14:02 left, third period. Valor has firmly taken control of this game with a 5-1 lead. Kid tries to make it through with some speed. Sealed off. Collides. Gogol takes on two. Fished out by Canapari. Cross-ice pass back to Tarbert. Tarbert dinks it through the legs. Can he catch up with it? Good job by Pop-Tart to stay with it. Canapari, good one-handed pass to Deep. Doesn't make it through, but good hard work by Canapari. Deep leaves it to himself or maybe to Canapari. Pick your poison. There was two of them there. Their numbers even look the same. 25 to 28. Now it's back to 28 in front. Doesn't connect on the shot. Good pass by Tarbert to look for that open man in front. Cheyenne Mountain's going to regroup. They're going to survey. Not a lot of urgency in this, and they should be firing at it. Puck goes through. Played by Havikos. Swept back into the corner. Gogol backhands it around. Stanley on it now, and he's going to wind it through, and he passes one up into his comrades on the bench. Souvenirs all around. Souvenirs. Shots are 19-6, so Valor certainly putting it on them with the shot department. Baker line out there now in their own D zone. Baker wins the draw back to Coffey. Spits it back over to Bevan. Bevan with some speed. Pops it into the zone down in the corner, and he gives chase. Pops back out to Hoyt. Hoyt sends it back up to Kane. Goes for the low shot, deflected. Doesn't make it through. Backhanded over. Bevan, good job getting in the way. Outlet pass. Cheyenne Mountain starts to break. They make the zone. Pops out to Baker with some speed. Gets around 1, 2. Kid's not moving fast enough. Joey, oh, good shot. Oh, my goodness gracious. Gets it on the forehand, and he's field goal happy. Gets that puck 3 feet over the net from close range. Good move by Baker to create that space and then shoots it way over the top of the net. Cheyenne Mountain goes the other direction, just going to dump it in. Played by Foy back behind the net. He'll start to break out just out of Sorensen's reach. Cheyenne Mountain goes D to D. Intercepted by Hoyt. He's got to wait for Maddox to get back on sides. Now Hoyt blows a tire. He falls down. Plenty of Valor kids are back. Grave gives a little bit of body. O'Donnell with some speed, leaves it for Gabe. Oh, good try to get that onto his forehand. Pitches out, intercepted there. Hoyt still on the ice. Hoyt with a long shift. Cheyenne Mountain backhands it. Good stick by Stanley to break it up. Maddox has some time. Back to Cheyenne Mountain. His kid looks, turns and fires. Save, glove by Havikos. .11:08 left in the third period. Draws one back, controlled by Stanley. Stanley back to Maddox. He's looking for that stretch pass. Goes long, gets through to Dawson. He sprung loose. Gets saved. Goalie, good save by that goalie. Dawson was in behind the play. He's still working, battling along the board. Cheyenne Mountain comes out with it. Kicks it back into the corner. Dawson back to Maddox. Maddox works around. He's looking all the time. Cross-ice pass to Stanley. Oh, there we go. Just what I was talking about. Stanley gets it on his stick, counts to 5, and then shoots. It's got to come off faster than that. He's going to see a replay of that and want that one over again. Holy cow, that net was wide open. Back to Cheyenne Mountain. Now they're going the other direction. Intercepted. Good play by Roger on the other side. Dawson will pedal it up to himself. Still working is Dawson, intercepted by Cheyenne Mountain. They'll drop it off the boards. Coffey gives chase. Coffey back to Gogol. Gogol up to Perch, he'll tap it in. Bodine gives chase. No urgency there by Cheyenne Mountain. Get it over to Bodine, who he gets bodied back, but gets it back over to Purchase. Purchase still working back behind the net, leaves it back behind for Bodine. Bodine tries a centering pass and is gloved down by the goalie. .9:44 left. Shots are 21-7. Pops up. Gogol. Shoot. Oh, Jimenez didn't see where the puck was at. Purchase comes in to help out, but Cheyenne Mountain trying to go the other direction. Sent in. Jimenez sends it back in. Bodine goes for the chase with Purchase assisting. Purchase comes out with it. Centering pass to Jimenez. Pops out. Good try. Some good pressure by these lines, but never been able to fully organize. Gogol bodied off of that one. Swept around. Kane gets his stick tied up. Puck still loose, just sitting there. Fished out by Cheyenne Mountain, and they send it all the way back down. No icing, as that was Cheyenne Mountain that does a clear job on their own. 8:55 left, third period. Try to start the breakout. O'Donnell back to Deep. Deep with some speed up the side. Oh, good move by Deep. Tries to get a shot off. Good save by the goalie, too. Good work by Deep. Now Deep tries some body and glances off of it, but gets in the way just enough. Cheyenne Mountain with a hard pass to their own guy. And then their clearing attempt right to O'Donnell. Tarbert has to wait forever for Deep to get back on side. Deep working hard on both sides of the ice. There's Deep again. Sticks it, keeps it in. Popped out. Cheyenne Mountain going the other direction. Good job by Tarbert to body him off. 13 makes the zone. She sends it into the corner. Played by Foy, but the puck comes right out to the middle. There's O'Donnell. Haven't seen Jackson out there. Jackson was a little slow getting off the ice. Jackson King, that is. A little slow getting off the ice. Hopefully he's okay. Sorry, slow getting off the ice after that second intermission, so I haven't seen him since. I think he might have taken a hard puck, or hopefully it's a stinger of some sort. Cheyenne Mountain will dump it in, then go off for a change. Will Valor boys. Gogol sends it in, tipped in by Canapari. Boys will give chase. There's Bevan on the forecheck. Good job by Jack. He's always so good on the forecheck. Pops out to Stanley. Stanley touch pass up to Baker. Tries to leave it for himself. Back up to Stanley. Shot deflection by Joey in front of the net. Good work. Good body by Hoyt to get in the way too. Kicks it up to himself behind the net. Hoyt working hard back behind the net. Pops it out to Baker. Loses a handle on it. Hoyt still working back. Pops it back up top to Gogol. D to Stanley. Shot glove down. Baker couldn't quite get in front for that screen. He was fighting for position there. 6:57 left, third period. Valor firm hold on this game, as they should. 5-1. 23 shots to 7. Good ozone pressure after a little bit of a loose first period. Baker has it down the corner. Wine start-stop around 1. Back to the Cheyenne Mountain players, and they try the breakout, but there are several Valor kids back. Havocot's going to glove that down, thinks about playing it, thinks twice, and there's Jackson. He's dressed and in the stands, so see if we can get an update on what happened to him. Baker in the face-off circle. Draws one, kept in though by Cheyenne Mountain. Oh no, pops right out to the center. Shot was wide. Hoyt tried that, I think that streak pass or lead pass for Baker, but nobody was there. Goes all the way down. Boys will go for a change as Cheyenne Mountain tries to assemble. 6:15 left in the game. Oh, could have been a hand pass, but Cheyenne Mountain plays it. They make the zone. Foy back. He's covering. Good stick by Foy to break that up. Dawson going the other direction with Maddox. Maddox pops out to him. Can he get there? Angle just off. Played back to Cheyenne Mountain. Good stick by Dawson to keep it in. Dawson keeps it in again. Back out to Maddox in the slot. Good quick shot goes high and wide. Played back into Maddox again. Still working back behind the net is Maddox. Cheyenne Mountain swinging, swatting, just trying to get it out. But now they're going to work back around. Cheyenne Mountain is. They're going to try to break out again, and that comes out of the zone, so Kane's going to have to play that back in. Got an update on Jackson. Unfortunately, it's an equipment malfunction. His skate is broken, so nothing on his body. The equipment is broken. So fortunately, he's not out. He's going to have to get some new skates. It's not as simple as a skate blade, unfortunately. Cheyenne Mountain tries to control, sent back in. Valor's going to turn and go for the chase. Purchase gets there. He's able to keep it in. Bodine working down in the corner now. Cheyenne Mountain's able to, no, they're not able to get it out. Kept in. Now they get it out. Stanley gets in the way. He's working hard, pops out. Boys, good pressure here. O'Donnell over to Jimenez. He goes wide. Good idea, just not connecting on the passes. Jimenez back to himself. He's working back in behind the net. Tries to work it down in below, just not quite synced up as that line. 4:37 left in the game. Canapari wins a draw shot hard back, and Deep's going to rip it in back behind the net. Rimmed back around by Tarbert. He'll play it up to Canapari. Canapari shot low, saved by the goalie, looking for that 5-hole. Good hard shot by Canapari. He's still working back behind. He's got all the time. Look at this. Canapari light shot into Tarbert. Tarbert goes for the deflection. Puck is still, oh, nope, that's covered up. Whistle's finally blown. 4:13 left. So 4:13 left here in the third period, and gotta assume Valor will close this one out. Draws one back into the corner, sent back around by Cheyenne Mountain. They'll stop reverse and try and work the breakout. Now they're fumbling around in their own zone. Try to break it out. They're gonna regroup again, taking forever to get out of their own zone. Good pressure by Valor, not giving open passing lanes. Good body by Gogol, gets in the way. Oh, good toe drag by that kid. Saved by Havikos too. Really nice save by Havikos. That number 19, pretty good player here for the Cheyenne Mountain team. Tarbert with some speed down the slot, down the side. Sticked out. Goalie tries to cover, gets a whistle. And the penalty is called. I think that's a penalty on Cheyenne Mountain. Cross check. It's a cross check, and we'll get Canapari line out there on the power play. Draws one back to Foy. Foy with some time. Over to Canapari. Canapari winds it through, tries to connect. O'Donnell's come down deep. He signals it back up top to Deep. Deep back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell down low to Deep. Deep surveys. Back to O'Donnell. They're playing catch. O'Donnell surveys. Back to Deep again. Deep then turns and fires. That one's off target. Tarbert now with some time. He's got plenty of time. Into the slot for O'Donnell. Save. Good idea there by Tarbert. Puck caught up there on the corner. A couple guys fall down. Canapari fishes it out. He gets sealed off. 1:12 left on the power play. 2:35 left in the game. Deep comes out with it. Circles back in behind the net. Tries to pass to the slot. Canapari is in his feet. Cheyenne Mountain's able to regroup and clear at the length of the ice. 2:17 left, maybe one last rush. Forechecker there, so he's going to have to take his time. Several kids on the ice. Bodine fishes it out, kicks it up to himself. He's getting some pressure. He'll wind it back the other direction. Cross ice pass. Stanley. He'll make the zone. Circle, he shoots. Puck's kept in by Gogol. Passed over to Jimenez. Jimenez flips it over to Deep. Stanley, good pass to Jimenez. I think tries to pass it through the slot to Bodine on the back door. Doesn't make it through. Jimenez still working. 1:31 left. Tries to get back to Perch. Even strength now. Purchase shot, low shot. Kid comes racing out of the box. 1:22 left. Kid has some speed right out of the box. Fresh legs. Saved by Havikas, and he'll glove that down. 1:13 left in the game. Canapari line back out there. Ref didn't like something. We'll call that one back. Okay, we'll get somebody new in the face-off circle. Canapari wins the draw back to Foy. Foy backhands to Kane. Deep tries the cross-ice pass, doesn't connect. Good work by Tarbert, good pressure. Cheyenne Mountain's able to clear it. There's Deep back again. He'll collect, works through the neutral zone, gets intercepted. Coffey regroups back. He falls down. Good job sweeping it back into the corner out of harm's way. Puck is loose in front. Skated out by Tarbert. Good job by Foy to block that one. Now Foy with some speed comes up the side, dumps it back down in the corner to himself. Foy, and he takes a shoulder back behind. Should be okay. Yep, looks like he popped right back up. Backhanded in, back to the corner. 20 seconds left in the game. Good job by Deep to keep that in. Deep back to himself, still working hard, gloves it down. Good hard work by Deep these last few shifts. Deep works it back down into the corner. Now Canapari works it back to Carson. Carson winds back around by himself. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. And that will do it. So a little bit of a rough start to get things going, but Valor finishes with a pretty solid performance. Comes out of here with a 5-1 victory. Again, 3 games this next week, and we'll look forward to some good games next week and some good competition. Have a good evening and safe travels back up to Denver.